In a town where the population of local deer might very well outnumber those of us that traipse around on 2 feet, one man couldn't resist the temptation to shoot one, even if it meant turning his local elementary school into a late-night hunting ground. Yes, it was a crisp November night when Lars Nelson rolled up in his blue Ford pickup, stepped out under the glow of moonlight and security cameras, and dropped a white-tailed buck with a crossbow right there on the playground grass of Orofino Elementary. The incident took place well after dark on November 26th of 2024, with no children or school activities in session, when surveillance footage at Orofino Elementary School recorded the Ford pickup pulling into the bus loading zone. The driver, later identified as 32-year-old Lars C. Nelson from nearby Peck, Idaho, stepped out and fired a crossbow at a white-tailed buck grazing peacefully on the school grounds. Rather than immediately claiming his kill, Nelson drove away only to return about 2 hours later to load the carcass into his truck and vanish into the night. Idaho Fish and Game conservation officers quickly launched an investigation into the incident. By sifting through some grainy security footage from the school, neighboring ring cams, and local businesses, they eventually identified the truck and the suspect. Community tips led them to Asotin, Washington, where a search warrant was executed. Investigators recovered the famous blue pickup, clothing worn during the incident, and some deer remains. DNA and blood evidence did the rest of the heavy lifting. Nelson initially faced 5 misdemeanor charges, including taking game out of season and hunting without a license, as the act was deemed a flagrant violation of wildlife laws. After initially pleading not guilty, Nelson eventually accepted a plea bargain in Clearwater County District Court earlier this month and was convicted of the primary misdemeanor charge, which was taking a deer during a closed season, with the remaining charges being dismissed. The sentence included a $1,000 fine with $500 suspended, various fees totaling about $650, 2 48-hour weekends in county jail, 2 years of unsupervised probation, and a 5-year revocation of his hunting privileges. In spite of some community members debating the leniency in the case, officials see it as a strong deterrent. While harsher penalties given the location seem to make a little bit of sense here, in a world drowning in bigger outrages, this one lands somewhere between run-of-the-mill small-town poaching and schoolyard surrealism. Thankfully, the stunt happened after dark, with the playground empty and no kids anywhere near the scene, though that still did little to lessen the sheer bewilderment surrounding this unique case.